Hello there, and welcome to this session doing some tactics after the tactics in the Benoni defense for both black and for white. So, for example, in this position we have bishop e4 hitting the queen. The queen needs to maintain contact with the knight. So either queen here, or queen here, after which we are going to take here. So considering that that c4 is hanging, I think the most human response is queen here, keeping these two protected. But we play knight takes c4 anyways. Knight takes c4, queen here, and then now I still can't take there, but my rook comes in. The rook comes in, the queen retreats. She can go here, but that would lose the bishop immediately. So let's say she makes the very daring move, queen here. Bishop takes c2, traps the queen. She has no squares. Oh yes, she does. She comes here. It's almost a trap of the queen. Whatever, I take with tempo. So I take with tempo, queen here, and then probably my plan is to centralize my knight and live a very long and happy life. I will centralize my knight. I'll put my other bishop on f6, and my queen probably wants to be on d6 in that line, hitting the d4 pawn. There are, of course, other variations. Bishop here, queen here, knight here. I think the most likely response there is simply bishop back, saying, great job, you got me. Nothing I can do about it, right? And in that case, I think I'm still bringing my knight to c8, and we'll sort of play a game. But the development ideas are still the same. My knight's coming in, and maybe my bishop comes back here. I kind of like it on the long diagonal, but at the same time, I don't think it jives. It doesn't. The bishop on the long diagonal doesn't harmonize with my setup of my knight here. So maybe I keep my bishop on the long diagonal and put my pawn there, but then what am I doing with this bishop here? It just seems more harmonious to put my pawn here, especially since now my plan is to attack the center and not the king. I think that's what I would play in a game. All right, let's check it out. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm curious what Stockfish thinks. So this is one of the moves. I'm curious what the continuation is. Rook c8, as I had planned. I wonder why Stockfish thinks that this is also such a loss of material. Like, this feels like black is getting much too much activity here. I prefer the line that I gave, that I had analyzed. Okay, so I see knight here deviating this knight, queen takes with check. There are no, in-between moves or interruptions that are gain tempo. So after the king moves away, I will simply reclaim the piece. Bishop takes seems to win back the piece for black, though. Knight, knight, check. King steps aside. Pawn takes. And if bishop takes, I can simply take back with the queen. Very important. Very important nuance. I don't see any other reveals that are working well for black there, so I feel confident that that is just a piece up. What's the compensation for black? The open G file. So I need to make something else more important than this G file. E3 is weak, G2 is weak. I don't know if it's passive, but rook f2 comes to mind. But this is one of those positions that, despite being a piece up, is definitely losable. I think my plan might actually revolve around bringing my bishop to f3. I think that seems much more active, maybe via d4. Not d4 right away because that would allow bishop takes, but maybe I play queen d4 with the idea of this here. No. Maybe queen back to f4. Pinning this pawn. No, I like bishop d1, bishop f3. I think that's going to be my plan in this position. So deviate the knight, take with check, take here. So I don't agree with this move. This seems reasonable enough. Queen here, and I was going to do bishop d1. Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good. My brain, which is literally chemically incapable of producing serotonin, is releasing some kind of serotonin supplement at the moment. That feels so good. If she doesn't take, she's just trapped. Right? If knight here, I don't have king takes because then queen takes comes with check. Rook here, knight here. Knight takes check. I mean, obviously there's, there are several ways to win that position. There's knight takes, which I actually think is the best move, because now, is the queen still trapped there? Yeah, the queen is still trapped there. And there's this lovely, if knight tries to counterattack on that side, the queen rook takes this with check. Very beautiful. Very beautiful problem. So there are a couple of lines there. The queen seems to be gone in every single one. I think maybe the best way to get the most material for the queen is rook here, knight takes, rook takes, knight takes h1. But then knight takes here, check. It's a lot. I think black's just lost. Black just has no compensation here. Okay. Black's compensation is they have very active pieces and my king side is undeveloped. So rather than coming up with some sort of specific plan, I think I'm just going to recognize that I have an undeveloped king side and I need to get these pieces in play. There's also this long diagonal to be worried about. So I think just as long as I keep that in mind, that's enough. That makes me sad. Okay, is this losing? Is rook d5 losing? I should have considered this line because I knew that black had a lot of activity, and yeah, I really should have checked a line where they just said two knights for the a rook and a knight is enough. As a matter of fact, I think white's worse here. It's just so easy to pay for black. Okay, yeah. So again, I love that this is a living example of me misanalyzing a position, and this is exactly what I would have played in a game, despite the fact that there is a better tactic, which is a little bit more obvious, I would say. It seems a little bit silly that there's a more obvious tactic in the position. It's not something so tricky as I thought it would be. But this is the exact kind of thing that I would lose to in a game. Very interesting stuff. Valuable for my chess journey, and hopefully equally valuable for your own. Thanks so much for joining me here today, and until the next time, good luck with your own chess journey. Bye for now.